The sudden death of Gene Hackman and Betsy Arakawa drew the attention of both the community and the FBI into a mysterious case. However, while the initial signs didn't leave many clues, there was one thing that couldn't be overlooked: Hackman's loyal dogs, Bear, Nikita, and Xena. Although they couldn't speak the truth, their actions became vivid signs, guiding investigators in the right direction. Their unusual behaviors, anxiety, and strange signs in the dark of night helped raise important questions. And perhaps it is through these dogs that we will truly begin to uncover the answers to the unresolved mystery. Did you know that Gene Hackman's dogs helped the FBI uncover the cause of a person's death? This story is not only mysterious, but surprisingly fascinating. Let's dive into the truth behind this special collaboration between Gene Hackman, his dogs, and the FBI in today's video. Don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you won't miss the next exciting videos. There are mysteries that cannot be solved with words alone. They hide in the footprints left on the cold ground, in the silent eyes of a creature that cannot speak but sees everything. When the Santa Fe police revealed the cause of death for Gene Hackman and Betsy Arakawa, all eyes were on the details they disclosed. According to the preliminary investigation, Betsy Arakawa passed away first, and Hackman, in a state of cognitive decline due to Alzheimer's, may not have realized it. But amidst all the mysteries surrounding the deaths of the couple, one small yet shocking detail caught the attention of both the media and investigators: the mysterious death of Xena, their beloved dog. The case began when the police entered the house. A strange silence enveloped every corner, but there was something odd about it all. Only one dog lay motionless inside the house, while the other two dogs, Bear and Nikita, survived and were found outside the premises. Xena, a 12-year-old Australian Kelpie, was found lying in a closed crate, just 10 to 15 feet from where Betsy Arakawa was discovered. An immediate question arose. Why was Xena in the crate while the other two dogs were free, and why did it not survive while Bear and Nikita remained safe? The Santa Fe police immediately hypothesized that Xena was locked in after a minor surgery at a veterinary clinic. This seemed plausible, as many pet owners restrict their pets' activity after they undergo a medical procedure. However, this raised another mystery. If Hackman and Arakawa passed away first, then what happened to Xena? Investigator Aaron Phipps, a veterinary expert from the state of New Mexico, commented, "It's possible that dehydration and starvation contributed to Xena's condition, based on the timeline we are working with." But is that all? What's strange here is that while Xena was locked in the crate, Bear and Nikita were found outside, alive. Bear is a German Shepherd, and Nikita is a mixed shepherd, both in fairly good condition when the police found them. Why were these two dogs free while Xena was locked up? Joey Padilla, Hackman's close friend and owner of Santa Tales, a pet care service where Hackman and Betsy often sent their dogs when they were away, was the first to speak out about this. Gene and Betsy were wonderful people and animal lovers. Those dogs were Betsy's babies. He described Bear and Nikita as extremely intelligent and loyal dogs. They were often tasked with guarding the house whenever Hackman and Betsy were away. This sparked a bold hypothesis. Perhaps Bear and Nikita witnessed something terrible in the house and tried to escape, but Zena couldn't do the same. The Santa Fe police faced a big question. Did Zena sense something before everything happened? Some animal experts believe dogs have an extremely sharp ability to detect signs and changes in human behavior. A dog can sense a person with heart disease, recognize the signs of a stroke, and even detect unusual changes in their environment. Could it be that in the final days of Hackman and Betsy's lives, Zena sensed an unexplainable event in the house? Could it have reacted in a way that led Betsy to lock it in the crate to avoid trouble? One hypothesis was raised. If Arakawa was indeed affected by the H virus, a disease originating from rodents that can cause severe lung damage, could Zena have reacted to that? Investigator Mendoza from Santa Fe shared, "We are still waiting for the dog's autopsy results, but we have not ruled out any possibilities." Meanwhile, the possibility that Zena was affected by something in the house, something Bear and Nikita didn't face, could not be completely ruled out. Rumors began to spread, and people started offering a range of theories. Did Zena witness something terrible inside the house? Was there something in the air or the environment that caused Zena's death? Did Hackman or Arakawa do something to Zena in the final days of their lives? Although the police emphasized that there were no signs of foul play, the questions surrounding Zena's death remain unanswered. The difference in the fate of the three dogs, Zena lying motionless inside while Bear and Nikita were healthy outside, led the FBI to pursue a different line of investigation. Was there something in the house that affected Zena? And if so, could this be an important clue in uncovering the truth about what happened in Hackman's house? The answer might lie in an unexpected place, Zena's body, and the FBI knows that there's only one way to clear everything up, to uncover the real cause of her death. Can you imagine that Gene Hackman's dogs helped the FBI solve a mysterious case? This story will amaze you and make you appreciate the incredible abilities of our four-legged friends. Let's dive into the details of this special event and learn how these dogs became the heroes in the investigation. Don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you won't miss the next exciting videos. In mysterious stories, sometimes the most important witness is the one who cannot speak. Zena, the beloved dog of Gene Hackman and Betsy Arakawa, may have been the key piece in this puzzling case. The only problem is, it will never be able to tell the truth. 2 days before everything happened, Zena was brought home from the veterinary clinic. According to medical records, it had just undergone a minor surgical procedure, nothing to worry about. But as soon as it returned, Zena was locked in a crate, completely separated from the other two dogs, Bear and Nikita. Why was only Zena locked up? And why did it not survive while Bear and Nikita remained safe? According to a neighbor of Hackman, when Zena returned home, it seemed restless and behaved oddly, unlike its usual self. If Zena truly had an abnormal reaction, could it have sensed something that humans couldn't notice? Like a strange chemical, a mysterious sound, or a change in the environment? But if that's the case, why didn't Bear and Nikita react similarly? One controversial detail in the investigation was Zena being locked in the crate. According to some sources, Betsy Arakawa rarely locked the dogs unless there was a special reason. The separation of Zena could have been to recover from the surgery, but why was there no food or water in the crate? When investigators checked, they found the crate's lock wasn't fastened tightly, but it was still closed. Could Zena have locked itself in out of fear? Unlike Zena, Bear and Nikita were both healthy and found outside the house. If there was something dangerous inside Hackman's house, why weren't these two dogs affected? Another hypothesis was raised. Bear and Nikita may have sensed something unusual and tried to escape. Dog trainer Mark Stetson said, "Dogs have an incredibly keen sense of perception. They can detect changes in the environment even before humans notice. If Bear and Nikita felt there was danger, they may have found a way to leave the house before the incident occurred. But what made them leave without returning? Could they have seen or sensed something that humans couldn't?" Another hypothesis is that Bear and Nikita may have been released by someone, which could explain why only Zena was locked in the crate. If that's the case, was Zena intentionally left behind in the house? The biggest hypothesis presented by investigators is that Zena reacted to a dangerous element in Hackman's house. It could have been a strange smell, a toxin in the air, or even a sign of illness that it sensed from Hackman or Betsy. Dogs have the ability to detect dangerous illnesses in humans, from cancer to strokes and heart problems. Some believe that Zena sensed something was wrong with Betsy Arakawa before everything happened. A more frightening hypothesis is that Zena may have been affected by something that Bear and Nikita didn't come into contact with. If there was a chemical in the air or an environmental factor that only affected living creatures inside the house, this could explain why only Zena was impacted. The FBI began considering the possibility that Zena reacted to something that Bear and Nikita didn't encounter, perhaps a dangerous element in the house's environment. They expanded their investigation to look for any abnormalities, such as chemicals, toxins, or harmful substances that could have only affected Zena. This hypothesis suggests that something in the Hackman house environment caused Zena's reaction, while the other two dogs, being outside, were unaffected. But if this is true, what really happened inside that house? The FBI's investigation included testing the air quality inside the house, soil samples, and looking for any toxins or abnormalities that could have affected Zena. They hoped to find a clue that would explain why Zena was locked in the crate and didn't survive, while Bear and Nikita were healthy and outside the house. At the same time, the FBI also explored the possibility that Zena may have been affected by a factor that Bear and Nikita didn't encounter. This could have been a chemical or an environmental element that only affected Zena, leading to its illness or death. Zena's body was also examined for signs of poisoning or any unusual substances. Despite these efforts, the mystery remained unresolved, and the questions about Zena's final days continued to haunt the investigation. The question remains, why was Zena locked in the crate while Bear and Nikita were outside? Did Zena react to a dangerous element that humans couldn't recognize? Did Bear and Nikita detect something unusual but couldn't alert the humans? The FBI's investigation is ongoing, but it's clear that Zena holds the key to solving this mystery, even though it will never be able to speak the truth. As the investigation unfolded, Zena's presence in the house at the time of the tragic event led investigators to believe it could be the key to unlocking the mystery. While the two dogs, Bear and Nikita, were found outside the house, only Zena was locked in the crate, a strange detail that no one could explain. Did Zena hear a strange sound or notice something that no one else could sense? Why didn't Bear and Nikita return to the house? One of the major questions the FBI raised was why Bear and Nikita stayed away from the house at that time. According to animal behavior experts, dogs can sense danger in ways that humans cannot. If these two dogs were outside, it's because they sensed something was wrong. A dog expert mentioned that if there was a stranger in the house, they could have reacted strongly, and if there was a dangerous environmental factor, they might have instinctively stayed away. Whatever the reason, the FBI knew that Bear and Nikita may have made a decision that the people inside the house didn't recognize, to stay away from that place at all costs. An important step in the investigation was the autopsy of Zena's body to search for clues. This could be the key to determining whether it had been exposed to toxins, injured, or showed signs of reacting to something in the house. Tissue samples from Zena were sent for testing, and the FBI conducted a thorough analysis. They looked for traces of toxins, particularly any toxic gases that could have accumulated in the confined space. Physical signs, if Zena had been injured, could suggest a struggle or a tense event that occurred before it was locked in the crate. Pathological signs, Zena may have reacted to a health condition of Hackman or Betsy that Bear and Nikita didn't recognize. The test results were a shocking revelation. All eyes were on Zena's test results. What would be uncovered? The hypotheses are still under investigation, but one thing is certain. The FBI believes Zena was not just an ordinary dog. It could be the silent witness holding the key to the greatest mystery in this case. Investigator Mendoza concluded, "We are pursuing every lead. The truth will come to light." But the big question remains. What did Zena discover on that fateful night? And could it provide the answers everyone is searching for? In an FBI forensic laboratory, a team of experts is focused on a special witness, Zena. Not a witness who can tell the story with words, but every hair, every cell on its body may hold the answers everyone is searching for. As the FBI continues to investigate the mystery surrounding Gene Hackman's death in his home, they realize that the key to solving this case may not lie with the humans, but with the little dog that stayed until the very end. Forensic experts immediately began testing important factors on Zena's body. If Zena had been exposed to a toxic gas or chemical, this could explain many things about what happened in the house. One of the major suspicions is the H virus, a dangerous virus transmitted from rodents to humans through feces and urine, which can cause severe respiratory complications. If there was a struggle or a tense event before Zena was locked in the crate, its body could show signs of that. The investigative team is facing an important question. If Zena was truly infected with the H virus, could this be the cause of Betsy Arakawa's condition? And if so, why weren't Bear and Nikita affected? The H virus is one of the terrifying hypotheses put forward by the FBI. This is a dangerous virus that can cause hantavirus pulmonary syndrome, HPS, leading to severe respiratory failure and potentially death within days if not detected in time. The virus is not transmitted directly from person to person, but is typically spread through inhaling dust containing the virus. If there were rodents in the house, The H virus could survive in their feces and urine. Direct contact with animals carrying the virus could have been the cause of Xena inadvertently coming into contact with infected rodents, bringing the virus into the house. A concerning possibility is that Xena may have been bitten by an animal in the house, possibly a rodent or another wild animal. If Arakawa was infected with the H virus from Xena, this could explain a lot, but the question remains, why weren't Bear and Nikita affected? As the FBI further analyzed how the other two dogs reacted to the event, they realized something concerning. Bear and Nikita did not return to the house, even though their owners were still inside. They showed no signs of illness or poisoning. They kept their distance from the house even when the police arrived at the scene. According to animal behavior experts, dogs can sense danger in ways humans cannot. Their nervous systems are more sensitive to toxic gases, airborne viruses, and even small changes in the environment that humans might not notice. If these dogs sense danger, their instinct would be to avoid it. They may have detected something that humans could not perceive. An animal behavior expert suggested that Bear and Nikita might know something that the FBI is still investigating. The FBI released initial results from Xena. There were no signs of injury or physical trauma, ruling out the theory of a struggle or attack. No industrial toxins or chemicals were found, making the theory of a gas leak less likely. Signs of pneumonia in Xena's tissue samples suggest a potential viral infection or exposure to an unidentified source of illness. The FBI is testing for hantavirus, virus H, and if positive, this could change the direction of the investigation. The case still leaves many unanswered questions. Where did Xena come into contact with the source of the infection? If hantavirus was present in the house, why didn't Hackman and Arakawa notice? Why was only Xena infected and not Bear or Nikita? Did Xena come into contact with something that the other two dogs didn't? The FBI is getting closer to the truth, but the pieces of the puzzle remain incomplete. One thing is certain. Xena was no ordinary dog. It may hold the key to unlocking the mystery. The police car lights reflected off the empty walls of the Hackman house. The eerie stillness of the space was broken only by the green tarp covering the remnants of the tragedy. Yet amidst all the mysteries, two of the most important witnesses stood outside, trembling in the shadows, Bear and Nikita. No one knew how long they had been there or why they hadn't returned to the house. What the witnesses described about their behavior when the police arrived raised chilling questions. According to a nearby neighbor, Bear and Nikita showed signs of panic before the bodies of Hackman and Betsy were discovered. The two dogs were running aimlessly around the house, as if searching for someone. They barked loudly at unusual hours the night before the police arrived. When found, Nikita was trembling, while Bear stood still, his gaze fixed on the door of the house. A local shopkeeper mentioned that the day before the incident, he heard continuous barking, but didn't think much of it at the time. He said, "It was strange because they usually don't bark that much, but that night was different." Bear and Nikita may have seen something that kept them from entering the house. Investigators are considering the possibility that Xena tried to alert them before it was too late. One theory suggests that Xena may have barked or reacted strongly to something inside the house. If Hackman was in the late stages of Alzheimer's, could he have understood the warning signals from his dog? Could Betsy have heard them but been unable to act in time? One notable detail is that Xena was the only dog locked in the crate. If Betsy or Hackman felt something was wrong, why would they lock Xena up instead of letting it roam freely like the other two dogs? Could Xena have reacted to something that its owners didn't understand, and they decided to confine it to avoid trouble? The behavior of Bear and Nikita continues to raise questions. These two dogs showed signs of anxiety and kept their distance from the house. Their actions suggest they sensed a danger and instinctively avoided it. This has been confirmed by animal behavior experts, who point out that dogs can perceive things humans cannot, such as the presence of toxins, gas, or even the emotions of their owners. But why didn't Bear and Nikita go into the house to help their owners? One possibility is that these two dogs, sensing a great danger they couldn't handle, chose to stay away. Another theory is that Bear and Nikita tried to intervene in their own way, by barking, staying near the house, and showing signs of anxiety. But they didn't go inside because they knew something about the situation that humans couldn't understand. They could have been reacting to a danger from an environmental factor or an unseen stranger that humans were unaware of. Xena's unusual health is also a point of suspicion. She appeared to be completely healthy before her death, with no signs of conflict or poisoning. Xena's tissue showed signs of pneumonia, which could be related to an infection, but there were no traces of toxins or chemicals in her body. The fact that Xena was locked in the crate might have been an attempt to isolate her when she started exhibiting troubling behaviors that Hackman and Betsy couldn't understand, adding to the mystery of whether Xena was trying to warn them about a greater danger. As the investigation team continued to analyze the behavior of Bear and Nikita, along with the findings from Xena's autopsy, the FBI believed the key to unraveling the case lay in the dog's instinctive reactions. Xena, as the most important silent witness, may have sensed something that no one else could perceive. Bear and Nikita's actions further reinforced the belief that they knew something was terribly wrong, but couldn't intervene beyond their anxious behaviors. This suggests that the cause of the tragedy could be an invisible factor, whether it's a toxic environment or an intruder that went undetected that humans couldn't perceive, but the dogs did. Their instinctive actions provided crucial clues in solving the case. With the final official report from the FBI in hand, the case surrounding the deaths of Gene Hackman and Betsy Arakawa, along with the fate of Xena, remains unsolved. However, the FBI's ultimate conclusion is that the dogs knew more than they could communicate. The last hope of the FBI lies in deciphering the dogs' behavior, as their instincts may be the crucial clue to uncovering the truth, no matter how terrifying that truth may be. The brown envelope lay on the desk in the FBI team's office. Inside was the official report on the case. Everyone in the room held their breath, waiting for the words within to reveal the final answer. Outside the window, the sunset bathed the Santa Fe landscape in golden light. In the backyard of the local animal rescue center, Bear and Nikita silently gazed into the distance, their eyes somber, as if they were still waiting for their owners to return. Xena was gone, but perhaps it was the most important witness, the final key to unraveling the mystery surrounding Gene Hackman's house. After weeks of investigation, the FBI finally had the most crucial data in hand. Xena was not poisoned or infected with any contagious diseases, and the forensic tests found no signs of toxic gases or chemicals that could have caused the deaths of Hackman and Betsy. Xena was in perfect health before it passed away, so what made it the only dog locked in the cage? The unusual behavior signs from Bear and Nikita in the final days were also worth noting. Bear and Nikita displayed signs of anxiety and restlessness, especially the night before the incident, when they refused to return to the house. This suggested that they had sensed something that humans could not. One of the hypotheses the FBI considered was that Hackman's Alzheimer's condition may have led him to unknowingly lock Xena in the cage without realizing it. If Xena had tried to alert or react to an unusual situation in the house, Hackman may not have been able to recognize those signals. While these details don't provide a completely clear explanation, they confirm one thing. Bear, Nikita, and Xena knew something was wrong before the humans did. The dogs tried to warn, but who was listening? One question still remains unanswered. Did Bear, Nikita, and Xena notice something unusual before the tragedy occurred? Could Bear and Nikita have sensed danger in the air, causing them to refuse to return to the house? Animal behavior experts believe this is entirely possible. Dogs have an incredibly sensitive awareness. They can detect illness, fear, and even death before humans do. If these dogs behave differently, it's because they sensed something. If Bear and Nikita could speak, they might tell a very different story, but all that remains are the footprints in the ground, the silent signs of an unresolved mystery. The dogs couldn't communicate with humans in the usual way, but their actions spoke volumes, things we may never fully understand. After the deaths of Gene Hackman and Betsy, Bear and Nikita faced a painful reality. They had lost their beloved owners. The police and local animal welfare organizations stepped in to find them a new home, and soon, good news came. A close friend of Hackman agreed to adopt Bear and Nikita. They would not be separated and would have the chance to live a peaceful life after the recent tragedy. But no matter where they went, they would carry with them the memories of that fateful night, memories of things that humans could never fully understand. The story comes to an end, but the haunting question remains. Fans of Gene Hackman around the world continue to wait for a clearer explanation, but perhaps there will never be a true answer. The truth may not lie in the FBI's reports, in the forensic investigations, or in the speculations of experts. The truth may exist only in the sad eyes of Bear and Nikita. Xena tried to signal, Bear and Nikita refused to return to the house, and Hackman and Betsy could not recognize those warning signs. A mystery that may never be fully solved, but one thing is certain. Bear, Nikita, and Xena are the silent witnesses to an unfinished tragedy. When humans are deceived, the traces remain. The FBI may be left a step behind, but the instinct of a loyal dog is never wrong. Bear cannot speak, but it saw, sensed, and helped unravel a mystery that shocked the world. Sometimes the most important witnesses are not human. This story will definitely change the way you view the relationship between humans and animals in investigative work. Gene Hackman's dogs were not just loyal companions, but also indispensable partners in solving the case. Thank you for watching the video. If you found the story interesting, don't forget to share it and leave your thoughts in the comments. We'd love to hear your thoughts. See you in the next video.